put this?
Yeah. Go
I
ahead.
can't see anything you're doing. To be honest.
I'm putting my finger in your
Thank you.
butthole.
Do exactly what you want
Sure.
to do.
If I have to pee, I'll just.
All right, you guys ready? Let's do this.
Yeah.
No, it's
Ian.
Ed.
And our special guest today, Matt.
Hey!
The man doing the guitar solo you're currently listening to.
And extra guitar solos because it's Halloween.
God damn it.
Thank you.
If you can't tell, this is a Christmas episode.
I thought it was an Easter episode.
Do Tuscan Raiders drink beer? I don't know if they do or not. You sure?
That's for sure.
You want?
Yeah, let me get a beer.
Oh, he's going for it.
Oh wow!
Oh, Nelly!
Wow, he can drink beer. How'd that go?
Not all Tuscan Raiders are savages, sir.
All right, well that's good. That's good. I'm glad your people have, developed some culture.
Yeah, if I can only see the mic in front of me. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, okay. It's somewhat in my face here, you know.
Excellent costume choice.
Amongst other things.
You know, I didn't think this through. I walked into Spirit Halloween and I was going for something else. I picked up a Jason mask, a machete, some Jason socks, a shirt. I was gonna go as like Jason wearing his own merch. But I decided to go as a domesticated Tuscan Raider instead.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to have one of your people here. Because Nelson did some damage to our relations to the people on your planet for a while now, for like the last year.
Nice. I mean, if I could see what costume you were wearing, I'd say really good job picking it. But currently, my field of vision is straight.
First time in your life, buddy.
I was gonna say, unlike your orientation.
Congrats.
And unlike Matt's.
Turn my joke on me. Good luck, buddy.
You have an
Hey,
excellent
did you
costume.
fart? No, I
What?
definitely.
No, Jesus.
I couldn't smell it if I tried.
If anyone smells salmon or any type of fish, the costume came from China, so I apologize.
Oh,
It was
congratulations.
probably in a fishing plant prior to its departure.
It's all good.
I apologize.
Those are very healthy fumes.
Yes,
Sure, it
just-
smells better than the upside down.
Maybe. Oh, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Little Hawkins joke. I got it.
It's very distracting to wear and do a podcast with.
So Ed, where's your costume originate?
To be honest, it comes off of Amazon, which means probably out of China.
Okay. So that would mean you're probably from the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, it's the General Wizard outfit.
Okay. So Amazon will say Lord of the Rings. You're Disney Plus, and me and you are Netflix. So I would say that we have a lot of the big streaming platforms represented here, other than HBO Max. HBO Max is not represented here.
Well, that's later, after the kids go to bed.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right. That's Cinemax.
that's Skinamax.
That's Skinemax,
All right, I
which is
did it.
also good.
I did it as long as I possibly could.
Yeah,
That is a
that's-
solid
I'm sure you've said
rubber
that
mask.
before.
I will hold this here.
Yeah, that's acceptable.
Yeah.
I took my gloves off for obvious
Yes.
reasons because I saw you had delicious meat,
I mean,
and you know how I feel about delicious
I'm
meat.
always complimented on my meat.
Yeah.
But
I heard that.
I appreciate it, though. I appreciate
So
it.
what the hell are we talking about today besides ourselves?
Listen, we're gonna talk about some Halloween shit.
Oh yeah, some
I-
spooky stuff.
I definitely some spooky stuff. We could talk about childhood things that we did for Halloween growing up. I know I've got
I don't wanna talk
hundreds
about my
of
childhood.
fucking stories.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to talk about his
wanna
childhood,
talk
but we
about
want to hear about your childhood.
Not the shed. Not the shed.
I mean, we. I have a lot of fond memories of the shed, actually.
You knew Uncle Butch?
I was Uncle Butch.
Oh my God.
Hey,
I thought I
you
recognized your
remember
hands.
me? Yeah.
I thought I recognized your
I
hands.
noticed you turned left 2 blocks before that school as we were walking across.
I'm not
So-
loud, Matt.
Something that I seen recently that pleasantly surprised watching was Werewolf by Night.
Oh, on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Have you seen it, Matt?
I saw 20 minutes of it just before this because you guys recommended it. Well, I wanted to watch the whole thing. I just got wrapped up with other homework activities with the kiddos. But
Sure.
Life of a father.
But what I saw, I actually can't wait to watch the rest of it.
Yeah.
And it gets right into it.
It really does.
Yeah.
It pulls no punches. It can't be done the right way. The black and white vibe was aesthetic was the right way to go with it.
Take notes, Rob Zombie.
Yeah. They got a lot of the old movie aesthetics. They even do the cigarette burns in the corners.
Yeah,
which
I
was
saw
for
that when the scenes changed.
telling the
I was
projectors
like,
when they're supposed to switch to the other reel. So they had a bunch of those little kind of things hidden in there.
That's cool.
Didn't I bring that up, person off camera?
I'm just glad I'm not the only person that noticed it.
Yeah.
Because once I'm like, wait a minute. And then it happened again. I'm like, oh, okay. They're doing all the little things that you would have had for a movie of that era.
The one thing I noticed was fat Kurt Russell.
Yeah.
Bro, tell me that guy did not look like a fat Kurt Russell.
Oh my god!
You know what I'm talking about, right?
You just got done shitting on Val Kilmer for a couple of minutes. You leave Kurt Russell alone?
I leave
I
no
like Kurt
stone
Russell.
unturned, sir.
I thought it was the Christmas Chronicles. It was Halloween, the Werewolf Chronicles.
Yeah.
He's just like,
It was good though. I like that Disney did it. Like it's like okay, it's a one and done. It's just a special feature. We're not gonna try to make a series out of it. Watch it, enjoy it, and fuck off.
I thought it was cool. They brought in Man-Thing, so they showed
Yes.
another. I believe he's a mutant.
He is a scientist that was trying to recreate, once again, Captain America's super soldier serum.
Isn't his name like Ted?
And it is Ted, Dr. Theodore. So it does go awry like everybody else. It tries to recreate the serum, and then that's what he turns into.
I loved him. He was like a Cthulhu or something. I don't know
Yeah,
what the
but the
hell he
friendly
was.
one.
Yeah.
Really friendly one.
Yeah.
She's like, Ted? He's like,
And then I don't know what he does when he touches you, but don't let him fucking.
It like
touch you.
ignites you
Yeah,
on fire.
don't let
yeah,
him
it
touch
looks
you.
pretty
was it
rough.
fire or I thought he froze them?
It was a horrific way to
No.
die.
It
Do not
looked
let
like-
Ted touch you.
Yeah, it looked
Yeah.
like
All I
he
know is
burned them
when
alive.
Ted reaches out, you reach back. You,
Yeah.
you back away
Yeah,
from
apparently
him.
he's part of
slowly.
the Thunderbolts.
So he's a villain?
And then he's on an offshoot of Shield, Stake, which deals with extraterrestrial or
So they
known.
lowered the Shield lowered its hiring requirements. They're taking.
Well,
in
it's
tentacle
just like
fake
Shield,
monsters now?
5 letters with the little dots in between. It's an abbreviation
okay.
for
Okay.
special. I forget special task for. I had it opened up earlier, but it's for entities like him.
Okay, all right, fair.
I liked it.
Does
but,
anyone know when the next season of The Witcher is coming out, or am I?
Ooh, I don't know.
I think it's coming
specifically.
out fairly soon, actually.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I'm as you can tell, I'm kind of
What I've heard
eagerly awaiting.
talking about Henry Cavill in The Witcher.
What's Henry Cavill up to?
Well, I'll tell you about Henry Cavill.
Well, he does
in
like
a
painting
moment.
miniatures, so I mean, he has been doing all that.
Yeah. They're saying, and this is just speculation, that he has an appearance in the upcoming Black Adam movie.
Yeah, apparently,
I thought he was done with being Superman.
The Rock fought to have him in there against the wishes of the studio because he wanted at least a cameo, if not a brief fight.
Yeah.
Well, The
I
Rock
think
would probably
that's
win
dope.
that argument. He would just say, "I'll walk." Like, you
Yeah,
know,
I mean,
I'll-
what are you going to tell The Rock? He not only put out the movie, but he put out a clothing line from Under Armour the very week that the movie is launching, the Black Adam Under Armour Project Rock.
Well,
And-
if this movie tanks, that's kind of DC with it. That's kind of what we're looking at.
yeah, but I mean, I'd be hard pressed to see it tank. The Rock
I mean, I'm gonna
puts
see
asses
it.
in seats,
I'm gonna
right?
pay to see it.
Yeah, it's
I'm-
it's
you know.
getting pushed pretty hard. I imagine it's gonna probably be the best.
Well, because DC knows this is it.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is the lifeline. They're sinking. This
Yes.
is the grappling hook that's going up.
And to be
It
fair,
doesn't grip.
they've got a great cast.
Yeah.
Like alongside of them, have you seen
Pierce Brosnan?
any of the cast? Pierce Brosnan is in there. He
Yeah.
plays Dr. Fate.
A very underrated Bond. I don't think he got enough love. You know?
that's my first experience with Bond. was
Same,
Pierce Brosnan.
same.
Was it?
You know,
Yeah.
yeah.
And he did a good fucking job. Eye is a good movie.
And I've been him
Great
many,
movie.
many times in N64.
Exactly.
Yeah. I didn't really like Golden Shower, the movie. I thought it was
That was Madonna. Madonna was in that?
You got the LimeWire version. Did everyone have their clothes on? Just curious.
Nobody had their clothes
Okay,
on.
there you go.
And I typically don't have a problem with that. But
We're not going to
when
pee on someone if they're wearing a
immediately-
sweater, Nelson.
but include some women. I mean,
Yeah, I know. You just can't go and then splash.
This dude just peeing on his
Yeah, it's fucking gross, bro.
Instead of the red blood down the
Yeah.
barrel, it's just yellow.
And I mean, it
I'm
was
not
8
saying
hours
no.
long, and I watched every minute, but I was not happy.
How long did it take for like, hey, when's Pierce Brosnan show up?
I gave up on him after the first urination scene, so it's just
That sounds
All
like
right.
every LimeWire download. You click the title, you get it. You're like, this is clearly not what I was looking for.
And then 5 seconds later, your computer gets AIDS.
Yeah.
It's like,
Just
goddamn
like
it.
all of the actors.
It was the 80s. It was
A simpler time.
an
Yes.
easier time.
Yes, yes. Cigars for everyone, even the children.
Back when Steven Seagal still had a reputation.
Ah,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
he
what
was
kind of
hard
a
to kill.
reputation? We don't know.
Your hairline was receding then, Steven. I saw.
Yeah.
The challenge is still on the table, Steven.
So Werewolf by Night was something that we all watch for the most part and
It counts, Matt,
enjoyed.
it counts.
But it looks like Matt's like, hey, he's down to watch it.
Hey, I'm sure there's gonna be some viewers who are in my seat, and I'm like, I'm dead serious. I want to now after hearing your opinions too, and I want to see a character who can ignite someone on fire. After
Yeah.
he
Oh,
touches
you're
it. I'm like,
Ted.
I was already interested.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
now just hearing a little more about it, I'm
Yeah.
all for it.
And I didn't even mind some of the more dramatic acting because I felt like the people that they put in those positions fucking delivered. They kicked ass.
And it was done correctly for the feel of the rest and the entirety of the movie.
Sure.
I will say one thing. I was not a fan of the werewolf transformation. Wasn't a fan. When he
Oh,
was-
you mean when he was
the final
completed?
product? I was not terrified. I'm pretty sure I went to school with kids that look like that.
But if you go back to the original cartoon, they try to keep it to
Okay.
that aesthetic. It's
Yeah.
an older vibe where they're drawing their inspiration from.
Yeah.
So I think they were just trying to stay truer to that style of animation.
And I don't think they're trying to lean too much as it's labeled
Into
horror.
horror? Okay.
They're not leaning.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to lean, especially if it does well enough that warrants them doing more with the character. They want to probably keep the makeup as light as possible.
Right. Okay.
Because I mean, look at how many people have to go under like 6 hours of makeup.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they film for 12 hours, and it takes 4 hours to take the makeup off, and be back in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You know,
It's true.
That's fair.
I mean, look how long it took me to put this mask on, and I wanted it off immediately.
I think
And we want it back on.
I can't say that I blame you.
I think maybe because like to me like werewolf synonymously it's like I think of like The Howling. I think of like Silver Bullet. I think of like horrific transformations of American Werewolf in London.
yeah.
I think of like these horror classics, and to me like I don't know, I saw this like furry guy missing a couple chromosomes.
Yeah,
Like,
but you know
ah,
what? What's next on the
Shit.
docket for them is they're looking to do a series for Marvel Zombie. And it's going to be their
Yeah.
first rated R series for Disney Plus.
Now, are they going to do live action with that? Have they announced
I don't
full
know.
details?
I don't know. No full details that I've seen so far.
Well, another thing is like werewolves, they're supposed to tear you to pieces, man.
Fuck
This
yeah.
guy's like jumping around doing monkey kung fu. I was like, that's more like Beast. That feels like something Beast would do from the X-Men.
Yeah, but he was also,
Yeah.
even though he was a werewolf, and when he wasn't, he was a pacifist.
Right.
So he wasn't trying,
Wow,
and he
those
let
are-
them know, like, if you want to kill me now as a human,
Yeah.
because if you don't,
There will be no mercy.
there's going to be no mercy.
Yeah.
That's a
So-
very conflicting ideal. That's like someone who's a pacifist but a werewolf. You know what I mean? It's like being a vegan and a Nazi. It's just like they don't mesh. They just don't mesh well. You know?
Is it?
Well, they-
something-
Sure, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
all right,
think-
all right. That
I
sounds
think
good.
they notoriously
Yeah.
were actually health nuts,
Yeah.
the Nazi party, I believe.
Are there any Nazi vegan listeners?
How
if there
the
are,
fuck
please send us a
are we
message.
talking
and let us
about
know.
so I can find you and
Nazis.
kick the shit
Because
out of you.
everything eventually leads to Nazis.
But does it?
Eventually,
Betty Crocker.
go online.
Betty Crocker.
Go online.
Lead that to
and
Nazis.
wait to how
Is-
long
is
it
Betty
takes
Crocker
for it to go
kosher?
to Nazi.
Exactly, Nazi. We're on to you, Betty. What's your real last name?
Don't listen to them,
Betty
Tusken Raider.
Schweinskopf? I'm aware.
She have a summer home in Argentina.
Yeah. Huh? When did your family
Christ,
flee
what
Europe?
the hell?
Betty?
So yeah, he said I have no part of this. All right, so getting away.
Are you working for Betty?
Yes, getting away from the Third Reich.
Thank God.
What about speaking of Stranger Things? I thought that's a dope show. We finished it a while ago. We talked about it, but
Everyone
reflecting
here
back
has
to
seen
it,
every single episode.
except
I would
for
hope so.
Every
Edward,
single episode.
except for Eddie. He still refuses to watch it.
I started with my daughter, so I'm watching it at her speed,
Right.
Yeah.
which is one maybe a month.
Yeah.
Right, because
okay.
it's got a scary vibe
I
for
will
her
be
to
watching
watch.
that show for the next 10 years.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's
Right.
probably when the next season will come out. Is 10 years.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's gonna be their last season, is what they were saying too, right?
I thought
Well, wasn't
this was
that
the-
what they were
I
saying
thought
going
that's
into
what they said
this?
about this one, yeah.
I think that's what they were saying going into this, but I think they did so good in the numbers that they were like, how could we end it here?
No, but they already like in the last episode. If that was the case, they would have had a closing, and then gone, "Oh my God, that was really great. We need to bring it back." In the closing, they're setting up the next season
Yes.
already.
Oh, yeah.
I
absolutely.
think
So-
they're waiting for the characters to be old enough to do full nude scenes.
Oh God.
I don't want to see any of that
I
action.
think that tall, skinny kid, that
Bro,
they're waiting.
that
They're fucking
whole
waiting.
cast is fucking ugly. Name one good-looking person in Stranger
They're,
Things.
they're trying to keep
Winona
them kids on the
Ryder,
platform.
20 years ago?
90-year-old Winona Ryder. Who else?
She's a
Who else
shop-
do we got?
She's a shoplifter.
I'd
man.
rather
It's
see
kinda
one
hot.
of the ugly monsters naked.
Oh my
what
God.
are they called?
The Demigorgon?
Yeah, some Demigorgon
Oh my
action.
God.
Let's get some of that going.
Well, they're keeping those characters on their platform because they
Yeah.
got the Enola
Actually,
Holmes
that
2,
one chick could get it.
wh-
What the
who-
hell's her
who's
name?
starring
The one
with
that-
Henry Cavill.
Oh, the guy that was doing karate?
No, who's the girl that like dates? Like she's dating both the guys. Like her one boyfriend works at the movie store.
Oh,
like, now
she's
she's-
actually a stunning
Yeah, I was
girl
gonna
outside
say,
of the.
yeah,
Really?
yeah.
I'd
I'd like to murder her.
Hold
I mean,
on.
like,
Who are we talking
fucking-
about? Because I don't remember any stunning
No,
women
she's-
the one
on that
girl.
show.
She's-
No, Sofia
Oh, wait,
Vergara,
not
stunning.
her. I was gonna
no
say the girl
one
who turns out
in
to be a
Stranger
lesbian in this
Things.
one.
Oh, that's
If you've
Uma,
seen
that's
it-
Uma Thurman's daughter.
Is it?
I swear to God, that's Uma
Because
Thurman's daughter.
when I saw pictures, I was like, I mean, she's stunningly beautiful
yeah,
with regular
she works at the
contemporary
movie theater.
clothing.
She works at the movie store. She works
We're
at the
using
Yes.
this word very
and
loosely.
the
Yeah.
and the
Just throwing
ice cream.
stunning around like it's okay.
Okay, well, this guy over here, like, I mean, you gotta,
All right, so give me another
okay,
example. Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah, I forgot about all the hot pussy on camera.
Hey, listen. Don't you talk about Tatooine.
Oh my
Nobody talks about Tatooine like that.
Hey, I'm not sure how sand people mate, but I'm nervous.
This is the biggest stick I could find.
I just got sweaty.
You know about little sticks.
I do.
Not little Nicky, little
No,
sticky.
no, little sticky.
It's cold. It's cold in Skelly.
Okay, listen. I can name at
What's
least
your 3 joke?
3 hotter than anything on Stranger Things women from Star Wars.
Okay, go.
Rosario Dawson.
I didn't say it was a contest. I
Right.
just said
Okay.
that
Okay.
girl's good
Do you
looking.
mean 70-year-old Rosario Dawson?
Still better looking than Uma Thurman's third child. Then
I can't
we-
think of the name of the girl, but
Hey, can you picture
Nancy
the girl we're
Wheeler.
talking about?
Nancy Wheeler. That's
yes,
her. That's
yes.
the character.
Okay, you
I-
can. Okay, I thought he was
yeah,
gonna be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
no. I'm like, why you?
No, I can't.
Okay.
But look,
pretty
every
little mouth
different
on it.
taste for different people, I guess, right?
Right.
But still,
Well, also no bangs. I mean, the super
yeah.
high bangs thing just doesn't work.
I think what doesn't work for a lot of them is these weird, shitty haircuts and
Yeah.
clothing that they put them
I'm
in.
still waiting for the other 2. You said Rosario Dawson.
Okay, the original Princess Leia. You can't say that she wasn't hot back in her
Wow,
day.
bro.
Come on,
Wow.
right?
It's just the bikini.
You're gonna fuck.
Eh,
You're
listen.
gonna fuck 1970s.
Listen,
Leia?
Slave Leia, Slave Leia,
Don't say.
Slave Leia.
Don't stop it.
I'm saying it
Ed,
because
we
that's
gotta
what
check.
they
Okay,
called
there.
her.
Edit the whole. We're gonna edit the whole episode.
Oh my god! All right, and then
Involuntary.
Ray, the new Ray, and the last hope.
I don't know. There's a toss up. I wouldn't say Ray's hotter than Nancy Wheeler.
Really,
Yeah, man.
I don't.
Ed?
She runs around the sand all day.
I'm gonna need you to chime in here.
I'm gonna need to take a look at Nancy Wheeler real
There you
quick.
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're gonna be disappointed.
No.
You see this right here, Ed?
Are you
Put bangs
texting
on
Shane?
It, put
Oh
some
my God.
bangs right here.
Ed,
Nancy Wheeler.
Ed, compare Nancy Wheeler to dirty little Ray running around the sand. Like, come on.
Listen, all I'm saying is,
He's a grease monkey.
Oh, that chick.
Yeah.
Okay.
and verdict.
toss up between her or Ray.
Ray.
Come on,
Exactly.
it's easy. That's Ray.
What
all
about
day.
1970s Leia?
Look, Eddie, her or Yoda's wife.
Well,
Yoda's wife. Yaddle.
I think we need something that's not an outfit from the 70s
Yeah,
with,
no,
the, with
seriously.
the appropriate haircut for the age as well.
Look at that purple dress.
Stop pointing with that. Somebody take this from him.
Why are you so angry?
I'm not angry.
You want some of that sausage? It's like, I can't stand this guy. What an asshole.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit next to him.
Yeah. All right, hey, come on over. We got some space. No?
Is that a Star Wars joke?
You know, I checked on Amazon. I didn't see Sangoon with a dildo on. They must have kept that in a separate section.
Sometimes things are started on the internet.
That is Rule 34.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Oh
right.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So what other things have you guys watched for the Halloween holidays?
I watched a horror movie last night that was actually
It has
decent.
been a year, sir. How do you still have trouble with the microphone?
It keeps falling,
You
Ed.
gotta pull it to the side.
I know. I just.
You know, but I don't see it
let
pulled to the
the
side.
Witcher live, bro. Let the Witcher live. Anybody got a coin?
Got a cracker.
Please don't reach for one. Don't see if you have one.
Why? Yes.
Oh God.
all right. So go
But
ahead.
anyway, last
Horror
night
movie.
I watched. Even though my friend Jill told me that this movie sucked, I went on Rotten Tomatoes and I saw it has 60%, which isn't bad by horror movie standards. By horror movie standards, that's an A. I mean,
Yeah.
they're generally the shittiest movies on the planet.
They're usually very low budget.
Yeah. This one was produced by Guillermo del Toro, and I forget the name of the director. I think it was Stuart Cooper. But anyway, he's supposedly a good director. It was called Antlers. Takes place in Oregon.
I've heard of this.
Yeah.
The name is very familiar.
It's disturbing. It takes place in Oregon, and it takes place it's like a Native American legend, the Wendigo.
Okay.
Like it's something to do with eating human flesh. Anyway, it's creepy as fuck. This kid's dad works in I guess he doesn't work in a mine. He makes meth in an old abandoned mine.
Oh, sounds
It's
about
not
right.
Florida.
No, surprisingly not. I called it though as soon as I saw him. I didn't even know he was about to go to a meth lab. I was like, that guy
producing
does meth.
meth in an old mine. Over here, it's producing meth and it's all mine.
Yes,
That's
exactly.
Florida.
Yeah. Well, like they're doing it in a Wawa or a Publix.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, long story short, this guy gets fucked up. Like his buddy gets eaten. He gets bitten by something. He turns into this thing that starts to get worse and worse. And it just you have to watch it. I went into it with low expectations, and I was impressed. I watched the whole thing the entire time. I'd say it's on par, maybe a little better than that Halloween Kills movie I watched the other week. I'm trying to watch a horror movie a week now since it's Halloween.
Oh,
There you
okay.
go.
What about you, Matt? Any classics you like or something new that you've seen Halloween related?
I always go with my two favorites are The Shining.
Yep.
It's more of a
classic.
thriller.
Very
my,
underrated.
My criteria. Well, that's what I guess my second one that kind of negates that. But no, not really. So I don't like seeing people just die all the time. Like
Sure,
I
right.
don't like to see the in value of life.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Take
so
notes, Nelson.
and so
I'm right
and-
here, bro.
and so the idea that there's like that build and the suspense, and then finally, I mean, I don't think how old is that movie? 45 years old. I don't think
Pretty
there's
old.
any spoiler alerts. You know, the old guy who just I want to be my grandpa. I mean, the
Yeah.
guy is so sweet, and you know, for him to take an axe to the chest as it's all coming to a conclusion. It meant something because no one died yet.
Yeah,
As much
yeah.
build up and psychotic behavior as there was, and then that made me very sad to see him like that, and then worried that maybe more is to follow. I always loved that one, and then my tradition is Shaun of the Dead, which is, but again, it's because there are a lot that die. It's a zombie movie, but there's a comedy element to
Yes.
it, and it's a great friendship movie. Like,
Yeah.
him and his friend Ed, and
Yeah.
all the parallels that they, you got red on you, red on you, and then finally they're whacking, beating up zombies to Queen in the background, like to a beat where you're laughing, and then just someone you got red on you for a totally different reason. They have no
Yeah.
idea why. Just people oblivious to the situation.
And they
The
use
mom,
that-
they were a bit bitey, had no idea. Your parent, that's your parents trying to open windows and just trying to figure things out on the computer, I guess.
They,
But.
they
no,
use
that's
that zombie. They're like making noise in the middle of the street. They're like,
Oh,
yeah.
oh, that's the best. Oh.
That's a good
Yeah. Yep. Just
That
makes
was
you
good,
laugh
yeah.
and it keeps it a little lighthearted. But then there's enough like, jump scares that, that make it a legit movie. Like it
Sure.
does kind of make you wonder as they're offing characters, kind of in a comedic way. But who's next and how's it going to turn out?
You want to
So-
talk about an ugly actress in The Shining? I'm trying to think of her name. It's something.
Oh
Duvall.
my gosh.
Wow, I don't know how much dick she sucked to get that role. And I know it's a couple years later, so I can say this, but wow, what a hideous demigorgon of a human being. I'm pretty sure if she was alive in my world, there'd be a contract on her, and I would have to take her out.
The
and send
wife
with
of
her.
a Tuscan
But-
Raider.
Oh my god!
But
I wouldn't
that
disrespect the people of your planet.
that is actually I think it's an easy transition where you're like, she actually is a perfect for that role. I felt like because she has this calm face normal, but then as soon as she's crying, swinging the bat,
Yeah.
she's great panic crying, stop,
Yeah,
stop.
yeah.
And then at the end, that face that she throws on when he axes through the door and like
she
it's
delivered the
very
goods.
yeah.
Her
It's
face,
not
her
she's
face was the scariest part of the movie. I was like, God damn. Oh, get her.
And you know what?
yeah.
Back in the day, the
Maybe
correct-
she actually earned the role on her merit of her acting skills.
Yeah, but who needs that shit? Bring in Megan
That's not
Fox.
what actresses do.
Megan.
I'm sure Margot Robbie earned all her roles.
Oh yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Actually, she's actually a pretty good actress. Yeah, let's not be mad at Margot.
Well, you know how
Robbie.
you audition for a Quentin Tarantino role? You just fucking put your foot like up on the
Yeah.
table,
Yeah, which is why he turned me down every single
Every
time.
role, yeah.
Yeah.
You walk in for a Quentin Tarantino movie as an actress, he's like, all right, let's see him. Put
Let's
your
see
feet on
them. Let's see them titties.
put your feet on the table.
You think he likes to see him in different mediums? He's like, he's got like a pile of sand here, some snow over there.
Yeah.
He's like, put
Well,
him in different settings.
He likes Uma Thurman's feet because she's in everything.
And
does.
he
Oh,
doesn't. He
everything.
doesn't hide it. Like in interviews, he's like, "Yeah, I put the shot of the feet in there because I like feet."
Bro,
Yeah.
dude
Like
likes
he
feet
just
so
he just
much.
says it.
Yeah.
Really?
But
Yeah.
you gotta
Oh,
respect
yeah.
him. You gotta
Oh,
respect him
okay.
because dude likes feet so much. He helped make the movie. Like him and Robert Rodriguez helped make the movie Dusk Till Dawn. He cast Salma Hayek
Yeah.
and then put himself in a scene with her feet in his mouth.
Yeah.
That's not creepy.
Like
Is that not creepy,
talk
though?
about
Oh my
self-serving
God.
your
Oh,
fetish.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
no. I'm going to be in that scene.
Yes.
She's going to pour tequila down her leg, off her foot into my mouth.
I did not know this.
Well done, sir. Well
Yeah,
done.
he-
But
Or
that is
disgusting.
That
No,
is a
or
thing,
well done.
though, and that's the weird thing is he probably realizes there are other people like me, and there are no other movies that do that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to serve that niche
Like-
that is there.
yeah,
I
like
have zero
the guy in
interest
the new
that
episode of
plot.
Game of Thrones who was jerking off to the Queen's feet. Did everyone see that? Spoiler alert! If you're a foot fetish guy,
No.
new episode of Game of Thrones House Dragon, guy's got a foot fetish.
Not
That's
into it.
that's his price. That's his price for information.
I don't get it.
He's like, I'll tell you
get
how to
it.
do the plot, but
But
you gotta let me.
I'm gonna
whack
need a
off.
couple of
my
minutes here.
God.
All right, so let's talk about it. Has
I was
you
like,
guys
okay,
seen
HBO.
the Lord of the Rings season finale?
Not yet.
No.
Not yet.
I
Okay.
haven't.
All right, so
I have.
I've seen it. I liked
It
it,
came out of left field.
bro. I
out
really
of
liked
left
it. I mean, no spoilers because you guys
No,
didn't watch it yet.
I did see a spoiler of who
But there was
Sauron
there was a
was.
big
Yeah.
plot twist.
Yeah.
I did not see that one coming. I
And me
won't
and you
lie.
were on the right track with who we thought the Wanderer was.
Yes, absolutely,
I think we nailed it.
absolutely. But
They didn't confirm it, but they confirmed it.
Yeah.
I thoroughly
Um,
enjoyed the entire season.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
You
shoot.
were. I was checking out your past episodes, and you were talking about the birth of the mountain.
Oh
Yeah.
And the volcano.
Yeah.
Were you correct about that? You were talking,
Mhm.
which I thought that was interesting. Sorry,
Yeah,
talking
they-
about
they-
past episodes.
That's
but
gonna be
that
that's
they're
gonna be
the orcs
Mordor
are
now.
yelling certain things.
Yeah, they were yelling Udun, which is the fire of Mount Doom, which is actually where Sauron eventually creates the One Ring of Power.
So did they show that? Has that been confirmed
They-
or not yet?
Spoiler alert: they showed him returning to that land. So
Okay.
Yes. And,
Okay.
And
Well, no, they do show the name Mordor.
yeah, they
Oh,
do,
yeah,
they do
yeah,
name
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
But the way that they
That's
left
cool.
it off, I thought that was a great place to leave it off. Like,
It sets
don't
up the
rush.
second season.
Don't rush through everything. Like,
don't
I
have to
want to
rush.
see the story play out
They're
and the characters
they're
develop.
telling their own story, so they have all the time in the world to tell it. Unlike House of Dragon, which they are going off of some of the writings and books.
Sure.
So right now they have 4 years before they go off script.
He did say that, didn't he? Like
Yeah.
George R. R. Martin said, I need about 4 years.
4 years, 10
seasons.
4
to tell
10
the story.
episodes apiece.
See, that,
So at about the 5-year mark is when we can expect things to start going off the rails
weird.
if he hasn't filled in the blank with some more writing.
All depends how much money they're making, you know?
Can I Simon Cowell this for a second?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do you know what my least favorite trilogy of all time is?
Go for it.
Lord of the Rings.
Oh, wow.
Really?
Wow.
Really? And why
Sir,
though? But why
sir.
though?
But the weird thing is,
Wait,
and
wait.
this
Did
look,
you like the Hobbit ones
No,
better than
no,
the
no.
originals?
It's and for a very simple reason. But that's the weird thing is sitting on this couch, hearing you guys talk about it, and I can accept differences of opinion and priorities and like that.
Nelson can.
And the way that you say that, like, don't rush through this. Yeah, don't rush through this. Me personally, when I watched those, I felt like there was no individual ending to each one of the movies. I watched
Yeah.
10.5 hours of movie
Yes.
to get to one ending where I go, Back to the Future has amazing endings at each and every movie.
Sure.
And as a trilogy ties itself together and is way better than Lord of the Rings.
You're not
But
wrong.
I
Okay,
think
You're
going.
not wrong.
But like I said, knowing and I've heard you talk about because I listen to the show a lot.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
you.
Don't
But
make a Parkinson's joke. Don't make a
no,
Parkinson's
no,
joke.
but I go. But the fact that you read all these, you guys have read them,
Right.
and then that's bringing it to life. Me not having read it because I'm an idiot. But I read music more than anything
Yeah,
else.
no.
But oops, I just shut off my mic.
You're good.
Yeah, no, there you go. It's
That's Peter Jackson.
so
He
yeah,
hears what you're saying.
but
He's-
no, but that's why I say that was my original thought with that show was the first one. They were just like, wow. I remember it wasn't there a line at the end of one of them, maybe the first one where he's like, "This is about to be an amazing adventure" or something like that.
Something like that, something
and
like
I
that.
was like, what? Oh, and then they roll credit. I'm like, what the fuck? How does it end?
I came for the adventure.
And then
Where's
and then-
the adventure?
And then well, no, but I realized there's the build, and then I'm like, well, I got into this. I'm like, maybe it's going bigger in the next one, and I'm like, and then there's no actual end or plot, so it is just a 3-part total
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
I get it, but that's why I was like, then I had to watch the last one to finally get to the end.
Yes.
how I
And
get
yes, that was epic. But I was that was always my opinion. Was like,
I'm surprised
I'd
you
like
just
an
sat
ending
through
at the
10.5 hours. You should have watched the extended edition. Then you get 14 hours.
Yeah,
of
yeah, that would have
film.
been 10 and a half hours for the
LimeWire
first
cut?
movie.
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
But-
no, you're not wrong because it is almost like the first movie's Act 1, the second movie's Act 2,
Right.
third movie's Act 3.
Whereas
Each
with Back to
movie,
the Future,
and
it's like
when they actually filmed the movies,
totally
they
different
filmed
movies,
them
mostly jokes.
all in one shot. So when they
Right.
hired everybody,
Yeah.
they literally, it wasn't like they broke at the end of the first movie. No, they just filmed all 3 movies all in unison together because that was the way they needed to do it to make that movie because it was all being done in New Zealand and all that.
yeah.
And I think
Gotcha.
what you said is of great importance is that us reading the comic books and the novels and growing up, we had this expectation of this long, elaborate story.
You also
playing
fill
out.
in the blanks.
So if you went into it thinking
Right.
like, hey, 3.5 hours, there should be some gratifying ending here. We went into it like, fuck, I can't wait to see the next movie.
and
Yeah.
I'm sure it was, wow, how they did that versus what I was picturing, and
Yeah.
and you kind of knew what was gonna happen because you read the books, and you kind of expected, oh, you know what, coming up is probably, you know, this is probably coming to an end, and I know it's gonna be in between these 2 battles, but it didn't come to an end, and it probably wasn't as big of a shock for you, where I was like, the hell. So they're just setting up more walking.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
Oh,
I don't know how many times I've said on this fucking podcast, but yeah, the walking. That's what made the Two Towers one of the worst books I've ever read in my life.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
The second book in the Lord of the Rings trilogy was 1,000 pages of
that's
walking.
that's like reading the Bible when it goes, Isaac begot Samuel, he begot this, and they're just like
Nah,
doing
more-
the lineage.
more-
You're like, can we skip this
a
part?
lot more happens in the Bible.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, there's zombies in the Bible. You
There
know
is
that?
actually great.
Speaking of zombies,
Oh, jeez.
all right, let me ask you
The
guys
great
in
zombie.
in the spirit of Halloween, if you had to pick 3 people to go to war with some zombies,
Ooh,
Fictional or living with real people?
fictional, they could be from any setting. Who would they be? Eddie, we'll start with you.
Fictional.
Or fictional, I mean.
why'd you sound like
Let's
yes?
let's
Like,
go with
the ring?
we're gonna use fictional people. We'll take Wanda Maximoff.
There you go.
Okay, okay.
We'll
Cheater,
take
cheater.
Molecule Man,
Okay.
and we'll take Legion. they all can warp reality, so no more zombies.
Okay, there you go. All right, there you go.
All right, you're a piece of shit.
Well
So
done. Well
who's
done.
next?
Well done. No, good answer.
Who's next with a fight? With a fighting chance
I
here?
believe I said, fuck your question.
Boo! You suck.
All right, Matt. Go ahead. You're up.
All right, Matt. See if you can fuck it up worse than Eddie did.
I'd probably take Doc Holliday from Tombstone.
Ooh, that's a fun
shit.
time. That's a fun
Daisy
time.
could do.
Okay.
Um,
I'm your Huckleberry.
I think fighting zombies with Post Malone would be a blast.
You'd at least be high as fuck, right?
Yeah, dude, just watching the Taz, he's like, dude, you just
He's like,
that.
White Iverson.
Okay.
Smells worse than zombies.
And
They
I
ain't coming
think
for y'all. That's a masking.
just for personal gratification to see like personal records and such and what happens, Mike Tyson, but he can't take the gloves off to shoot weapons. He just
Ooh.
punches them.
Ooh, he's beating people into a pulp.
Yeah,
I like
just
it.
to see what you can do. 12 feet, new head record.
I like it. I like it.
I don't know if you're making it out of the apocalypse, but that'd be a fun time.
Yes.
Correct.
Ian, what about you?
Well, I need to ensure that I survive through it. So I'm going to probably pick Kal-El. I'm definitely going to take
Okay,
Superman with
okay.
me. Why? Because I just want to make sure I make it through.
Right.
Pretty sure they probably can't even bite that dude. So
Yeah. Okay.
there you go.
All right.
Just
I
gonna
like
make
that.
it.
I like that.
Number 2, I'm going to take Ash from The Evil Dead because, yes,
Ah.
shotgun, chainsaw. He has to be there.
And a bad motherfucker.
He has to
And a
be
bad
there.
motherfucker.
Are you taking Ash
Yes.
over Chainsaw Man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I have to watch the next episode tonight of Chainsaw Man, I want to take Ash just because of the history behind it. And I want to take old, grungy Ash, too, like working at the supermarket. I want him grumpy as fuck, driving the muscle car. And Superman can fly above the muscle car, but I'm going to be in the muscle car.
Okay.
with Ash.
All right,
And then 3, I guess I'll take Leon S. Kennedy of Resident Evil 2. You know, why not?
Ooh, all right.
He's a
Already.
cop,
He knows
you
a thing
know,
or
He
two.
knows his things. All right.
Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna go with my first pick is Snoop
Good
Doggy
calls.
Dogg
Oh,
because I want him to do the play-by-play
yes.
while the
That would be
zombies are doing their
amazing.
thing. Then the next 2 people I'm taking just for me. It's gonna be Sarah Jessica Parker, so I can see her get murdered and mauled by the zombies.
Then she
So-
turns
yeah.
into one
Yeah,
and
yeah.
chases you.
Yeah, I'm
You
all,
know how
I'm all for
terrifying
it.
Sarah
I'm all
Jessica
for it.
Parker
Oh
would
my-
be as
And
a
then-
zombie?
She looks the same.
And then for actual protection, I'll go with Omni-Man. Because he's just
Alright.
going to be pure brutality. And chances are he's going to be like, and kill me too, but that's okay.
Right.
That's all right. It'll be a fast death.
I was gonna say, where's your I don't know. The only person that really just dove in for a good time was Matt. Like, he, was he even handicapped one of his people. He's like, Mike Tyson, you can't take his fucking gloves off.
But come on.
I can't figure this out. What?
Two of his people. One guy's
You're gonna
dying
have-
of
yeah,
disease.
You're gonna have to fucking open his car door.
One is dying of disease. The other one's way too damn high.
Oh my
the other
God.
person's wearing gloves.
And
Did you
he's
see
and
how
he's
far that
cheating.
guy's head flew, man?
And he cheats death. I just want Snoop Dogg to do the play-by-plays.
I'm gonna make
You know
it,
what
but
I
I'm
mean?
gonna have a good time. I'm gonna have a
I
good
like
time
the
doing
calls.
it.
I think these are good calls. Those Olympics overviews that he does are fucking fantastic.
Oh, they're great. They're great. He really kills it sometimes. He's pretty funny.
Okay, that's interesting. That's interesting.
All right, let's go into how about a childhood Halloween story? Something. We'll start with Matt.
I'm not going back to the shed. You're not making me go back there.
I don't have too many story. I remember I guess I'm more curious to hear I actually mentioned this already. I'm kind of curious to hear your actual stories. My childhood was pretty tame. I just think one of the biggest differences growing up in Wisconsin as opposed to here, where I'm like, I think every costume you would want to pick. My mom would be like, it's October in Wisconsin. It's freezing already. And you'd be like, you'd want to be something? She's like, no, you're going to freeze to death. Or worst case, you have a costume and you had to put a winter coat over the thing anyway. I think I was a long sleeve football player for like 6 straight years.
Yeah.
Just because I was
makes
like,
sense.
all right, it still looks cool, and I look like a football player because they dress gold.
Makes sense.
But as opposed to here, where I'm like, even this costume right here, I'm like, well, I should get the leather jacket, or I should get that Dio jacket that he has, the jean jacket. I'm like, nah, too hot.
Yeah.
Can't do it. No, I can't do it in Florida. So it's a totally different vibe down here. But
No, it takes conviction to wear a full-on armor, scar on your face, the ponytail, the sword. Like, it takes conviction. I
Mostly
applaud
the
you, sir,
ponytail.
for wearing such a hot costume.
My nuts are marinated. I'm making my own marinade, which will be lovely.
Oh
and selling
my
here.
God.
All right, I got a good story for you guys.
I have one too, but it's not good.
This one's a little more funny.
After you rub your nuts, can you hand me some cheese?
Cock piece.
Not
That's
kidding.
from under. From under cheese.
From underwear.
From under these nuts. All right, so now that we're completely past that joke. So growing up in Brooklyn, we knew this kid. We won't say his name is Randy. And he was kind of like the neighborhood tool. Like, he was our neighborhood tool. To be fair, like, no other neighborhood could mess with Randy. He was our jerk.
Okay.
So for Halloween, we were supposed to meet at his house, and there's about 30 kids there. Everybody's got shaving cream, eggs, frozen fruit, fire extinguishers. Like, Halloween in Brooklyn, we had Devil's Night. Like, and I haven't experienced that anywhere other than Brooklyn and a very small little bit portion in Pennsylvania. Out here, it's pretty non-existent. Where the night the night before Halloween, we would gear up, get our shit, so that for Halloween, we went out bombing. Now, we didn't go out to hurt anyone, but it was cleanable vandalism.
Did you bomb atomically? Socrates' philosophies and hypotheses?
Can't be stopping these.
Oh, there you go. I love you.
Hip hop.
So we went to Randy's house, and now I should preface this. He used to tell everybody that his father was John Gotti. Now, what? His dad was not John Gotti. I will tell you that. But he would tell everybody that didn't know him that was his father. So we get there, we knock on his door, and his mother looks out the window of the second floor. She's like, "You guys get out of here. You're causing too much trouble. My neighbors are getting angry." We're like, "We're here for Randy. We're picking him up. He said to meet us here." And his mother came out the window again, started cursing at us. He comes out the window. He's like, "You guys got to go." And all it took was one egg to fly. Now, you've got like 30 kids. And we had enough to like bomb each other for 3 hours. After the first egg flew, he went back in. His mother came out like, "I'm calling the cops." Everything we had unloaded.
Oh my
was like,
God.
Like cartons of eggs. We're just throwing them as fast as we can, drop into the next egg. Shaving cream, toilet paper. The house was fucking obliterated until the point we heard sirens.
Oh, wow.
And then once we heard sirens, like, gone, like cockroaches when the lights come on. It was just like, just motherfuckers everywhere. And I'm talking like, this was harmonious. We had Puerto Ricans, Italians, blacks, Chinese, Arab. Like, we were there
Sounds like prison.
to bomb the fuck
Nelson runs away in the
Randy's
distance.
Any sand boots?
Now we shot our load, right? All over his house. We bombed his mom. We bombed his dad. We bombed Randy. The car, the front door almost got kicked in. Like, it got pretty rowdy. But all in all, it was a pretty satisfying Halloween.
I mean,
What's
to
the
be
statute of
fair,
limitations on this, by the
I
way?
was going to say, to be fair, she was trying to shit on you guys as fun on Halloween.
She really was. And she knew what we were there for. Like, who has the audacity to yell at like 30, 15 to 16-year-olds?
That's like people who drive through. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't support rioting or looting.
Yeah.
Wink.
Wink.
But I'm just saying, if there's a riot and the street is full of people that are destroying shit, and you like drive through them and beep your horn and go, "Get the fuck out of the way!" Well,
You asking for some shit.
Yeah.
Right.
when they drag you in the car and they beat the fuck out of you, I don't feel as bad. I still have some sympathy for you as a human being, but I'm like, if I'm part of the riot and you beep at me, I might be like,
I mean,
drag him out and skull fuck him. It's part of the mob mentality.
Can that be the title of this?
Drag him out, skull fuck him.
Well, that's definitely.
Hey, kids! I was just on this podcast.
It was the same mentality that was in that kid's head that threw the first egg.
Yes.
Same fucking thing.
Yes.
As soon as she was out there, like, "You gotta go, you
With-
gotta leave."
Oh my
he went,
God! Yeah.
with 99% with 99% less skull fucking though. I mean, it was just eggs and shaving cream. Bro.
To be fair, you said you shot your load all over his mother, his father.
to be fair, you are right.
Okay,
you are right. Yeah.
It's in the greeting though, like trick or treat. I mean, that's actually the classic thing. I'm like, she could have at least offered, like, I'll give you boys some candy bars. Can you guys go?
She should have paid
Yeah,
some mom off
the
for
total-
candy.
yeah, exactly.
Learn the rules,
So
Randy.
I'm like, it's
Fuck you,
one or
Randy,
the
and your
other.
mom.
I got a threat, not a treat. So what's left?
And
Trick.
we were there to leave. If she would have just
We were
sent,
there to leave.
If she would have just if she would have sent Randy out, it all would have been over. You know what I mean? He comes with us and we're gone.
Yep.
But no, she had to get all mummified on us, and so
there you go.
motherfuckers gotta learn a
Mummified.
lesson. Fucking
I,
BK, baby.
I had no idea because that wasn't a big thing in my neighborhood. I had no idea until I was an adult and someone explained to me that dries and that is an insane amount of damage to
Oh,
a
yeah.
house.
Oh,
Oh,
if
yeah.
it's cold?
I didn't
Yeah.
know because
Oh,
people
yeah.
didn't do
It's
it.
a mess to clean
Yeah,
up.
if
in
you throw an
Wisconsin.
egg and hit someone's
Yeah, but
house.
if it dries and you get some sunlight on it, like you're ruining your side. Like,
Well,
Oh
You
yeah.
can do-
These were brick.
there was a kid in my neighborhood that it wasn't Halloween. They went and egged someone's house, and they found who it was. It was a small group because it's not that common.
Yeah.
And his family lost their, they couldn't have the grass in the front. They were building a new home.
Yeah.
And they couldn't, they had to kind of stop in sections, and he had a rock front yard because they couldn't put in the lawn and shit like that. It was dirt because the family sued him. They're like, it's vandalism. It destroyed the whole front of their house.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, if you break eggs on something and it freezes, it's fucked. Like the paint is ruined. The egg is now part of that material.
But
like, that's the way it
if
happens.
you
when it's cold.
throw it and run, you don't have to clean up.
I got arrested outside a house one time about to egg a house.
Right.
And I just remember my mom pulling up to pick me up, and I'm sitting on the side of the road handcuffed, and the cops are just pulling cartons and cartons. And cartons.
Oh my god.
And the cops just going, Jesus Christ.
I think we might have already told this story.
We did. We did tell that one.
Where, because in New York, they would just let you go. But they would make sure that none of your stuff was still usable. So,
Right.
you know, they would relieve you of your eggs down your pants, pour your water on you, and then send you home like you came out to make a mess. You go home the way you would have.
Yep, they would
Okay.
take your shaving cream, be like, "Oh, is this yours? Oh, all right."
Oh, man.
Take your eggs. Oh, is that a hat you're wearing? Broom, smack. But
God love
still,
the NYPD.
Still better than getting arrested or going to,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like-
they tricked us into cleaning up a lot of our mess because we had egged a couple houses previously.
Right.
And they were like, they sent us home, and they said if we get one call about an egg on a sign, an egg on a house, they said we're fucking charging you guys. And we're
Fuck.
like, oh god damn it! So we're going backtracking, cleaning people's houses, you know.
Yeah, I never
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
any of that out here.
We're sorry.
And in Pennsylvania, it was very little. I only have one time where anything happened, and it was 2 weeks before Halloween. We're standing outside because it's Pennsylvania. There's nowhere else to go. We're just on the corner. We're talking. We're nowhere near this person's house. Then you'd say 30 feet of road, 50-foot setback. They pull in, they get out, and their kids are getting out the car. The lady just starts screaming at us. I'm calling the cops. I see you looking at my daughter. You pedophiles, blah, 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 blah. And we're like, we're literally just standing here. We're just standing here talking. There's nowwer else to go.
Yeah, but now
we're
that
in
you
the
mention
middle
it,
of
she's
the
good.
goddamn
She's got a sweet ass.
and being
This is my
Wish I
new
had a
favorite
camera phone,
spot.
but it's the 80s.
I wish I had more dick for all that ass.
Does she like feet?
I like feet. Come here, bitch. Take your shoes off.
being 2
So the
weeks
Kingdom Podcast has no really.
away from Halloween, there was an agreement. Everyone looked at each other like, are we coming back here on Halloween? I think we're all coming back here on
Yeah,
Halloween.
you have to at that point.
And when we got there, we were not the first people that were there.
Holy shit.
Now, we did do what we came to do as well.
Right.
And I did have my one friend who really, he came with a duffel bag.
Oh no.
It was look, a carton apiece. We get moving. You take what you can carry. You throw, you get out. It's a long way home. None of us are driving.
Yeah.
But he was like, I'm not leaving until I'm done throwing what I have. And he's just standing there with the carton. 1, 2. He's just going. He's like, I got 18 for you, bitch. I'm not done. And so they're old, and it was like at a certain point, we're just like, we have to go now.
Yeah.
We were not the first people here.
Yeah,
We
that's
can't
rage,
stand
bro.
around.
And you can't take the fall for everyone.
Yeah.
So growing up, you never had any
Goddamn.
instances with like Devil's Night where shaving cream, eggs, things like that in your
Just because
neck
he
of
has
the
a
woods?
Hellfire Club shirt on doesn't mean
Yeah. No, it was pretty tame. I mean, we would play night ball, which is where you get. Do you remember those Nerf footballs
Yeah.
that have the whistle in it?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was like dodgeball, but you would play it at night, and you would play it. You got a team on your half of the house, and they're on their half of the house, and you'd like work your way onto their part of the property, and you weren't sure where someone's hiding. All of a sudden, you hit you in the side of the head.
Man.
Which kind of like it was. My dad, he always liked a well-manicured lawn, and you'd be like pressing down the lawn. So he's like, "Why are 10 kids on the lawn?
Right,
Can you guys do it somewhere else?" I mean, we played games like that, but it wasn't. It was the most
Was it
fun
malicious?
It's cold
No,
up there in
it was-
Wisconsin. You
It
don't
was
wanna
most fun then, but it was more fall because then you could wear like all hoodies and wear all dark clothes. In the summertime, it's still a little hot in the evening. I mean, not relative to here.
Yeah.
We thought it was. Oh my god.
We would do manhunt in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Like we'd get into like full army gear, middle of the night, like in the woods, one pump shotguns.
Yeah, big surprise. Everyone in
fireworks.
Pennsylvania has a set of camo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They give it
I
to you
mean-
when you're 14.
Yeah.
I should say one
It's
pump
not the only thing they give to
BB
you.
guns, not shotguns. Like we'd take little BB guns and one pump, so it's just enough to pierce the skin. So you shot somebody. We'd run out into the woods, or we'd take like bottle rockets and fucking throw them at each other. Like, tag, you're it.
I think I already told my pumpkin chunking story where I destroyed that van, and I should probably stop
Yes.
telling that story.
Yeah,
I
you
thought
should probably
that was
stop
my
telling-
very thing when I heard that on that show. I go, Ian, shut the fuck up. I need you in my life, man. Not through
There's
bars.
somebody in Red Lion that has a Dodge Caravan. They fixed a window like years ago, and they're like, that motherfucker. But they're probably not listening. They're probably
No,
Okay.
not yet anyway.
Everybody in Red Lion has a short life expectancy.
Until Ed just gets the right combo of hashtags, and
It's
boom.
a wrap. It's a wrap.
I remember there was this house. Rest in peace, my Aunt Debbie. But there was a house in the woods next to her house, and there was no driveway. This woman used to park on the street, and like her car was always creepy because it was like a Subaru SUV, but it was full of garbage. Like the passenger seat, the back seat, the trunk piled up. There's no way she could have seen out of the windows. She was terrifying. But supposedly, all my Aunt Debbie would say is, stay away from that house. Don't go near that house. Which, of course, you tell that to a bunch of kids.
Everybody
wanna
has
know.
one house like that. In
We
their
automatically
neighborhood.
assume witch because we
Yes.
see smoke coming out of the chimney.
Yep.
House in the fucking woods.
Yeah.
Let's go look at the witch's house. So there was like a path that you could go down, like from the street. There was this path like where her mailbox was. You go down, and it was like overgrown. It looked like something out of a video game. Like it looked like go to the witch's hut. And so you'd go down this fucking path. It was trash on either side, like cartons and stuff. And when you got down, her yard was just overgrown with vines. Like this old wooden house, like had vines up. It was horrifying.
Fuck.
And every now and then you'd go down. And as soon as you see any motion inside the house, you just scream and fucking run away. Like you'd never. Well, as I got older, I still remember that house was there. I hadn't gone down in a couple years. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to go down there. And the one night I was telling this story, it was a bunch of us hanging out at this gas station in Pennsylvania Sheets. It's like 12 of us, 15 of us. And I was like, hey, I know of a witch's house. It's close to Halloween.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah. I explained the whole thing. That my buddy Chad's like, let's fucking go. Let's
Yeah.
get all these guys in the car. Let's fucking go. 3 cars deep. Let's go. So I was like, okay, I'll lead us. I'm thinking, it's going to be great. We're going to go down. It's going to be spooky. All the girls are going to grab your arm. Okay, well, anyway, we're driving down. We park down the road, and we start to walk towards the opening.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, now I'm telling them, make sure everybody stays together. We got our little lights, you know. And we start to walk down this path. And, like, we're talking. But we're talking, like, little. I'm like, keep it down because I don't know anything about this woman. She might be, you know. So we're going down. And I remember we got like halfway down this path. And, like, we're walking down. I remember I turned around. This is one of the few times in my life where I, like, almost legitimately shit myself.
Yeah.
out of fear. Like, you know. I remember I was turned around and I was talking to something to Chad. And, like, literally, like, it sounded like the voice came from directly next to my fucking head. She was like, you get out of here now. And, like, I swear to God, she was in the woods. She was off the path. She was in the woods in the middle of the night with no light. She was just in, and I swear to God, I stopped, and, like, I turned, I could see her outline. I could see her silhouette. And by the time I turned around for backup, everybody was fucking gone. I mean, they had knocked a couple girls down and like ran over them. I was like, dude, fuck. Like, I was like, so now are we not getting any pussy? Like, that's it. Like, we gotta take that girl to the hospital.
That
Like,
would have definitely been me. I would have trampled over
they
everybody.
they trampled her. The one girl was pissed. Like, she left because she had been thrown to the ground and then stepped on. Because like there was no chivalry. It was just like, fuck, we're out. Like,
Yo, like, listen, you got to get the fuck out of the way, though. You know what I mean?
I sprinted. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. She was up and moving by the time I was running, but I wouldn't have helped her up. I didn't expect that.
I noticed
I had no idea.
you didn't count on those guys for your zombie apocalypse.
No.
I didn't mention them. No, I mean,
No,
I
fuck
wasn't.
those
I wasn't a
guys.
witcher. I wasn't a witcher at the time. You know, so I was out.
Yeah.
I was fucking out. I
Well,
mean,
you know, look, that funnily reminds
that woman
me
was horrifying.
of a story when I lived in.
Still never saw her face.
Yeah, I lived in
saw her face.
Manhattan at the time, and me and 3 of my friends, we rented a firehouse, right? Because we seen some strange happenings.
How does one
in the neighborhood
rent
of Manhattan? Like hotels were being haunted.
An abandoned fire.
He's dodging the question.
No, oh, go ahead. What was that?
How
A
does
current
one rent
working firehouse. How do you
Monthly payments. Next question.
Was it an abandoned firehouse? Is it?
No,
oh,
it was-
I've
yeah.
seen Ghostbusters. That's right. Okay, I got you. Go ahead. Oh, sorry. Did I spoil that for
Yeah,
you?
you did.
Got
I'm
it.
glad that you were the one person. Like, is this motherfucker gonna explain Ghostbusters?
I was like,
to
wait,
us?
I don't think I've heard this story yet.
He's like,
Go
this
on.
is good. Wait. So then we got a car and we named it Ecto 1.
Wait. By the way, didn't you guys shit on the new remake?
Oh yeah, it was pretty trash.
I thought it was good.
Really?
Okay. Again,
guy.
I
Okay,
I didn't
okay.
like. Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
but
what
mean,
did
it's
you like
funny.
about it?
What's that?
I haven't
What did you
heard
like about
It had
anyone-
more. It had more action than the original one.
Okay.
It had a lot of laughs.
Mhm.
It's got. I mean, it's very light, and I actually like
Bill
that they
Murray.
didn't try to follow the same plot. It was just the idea of a creation of Ghostbusters, but it's not like they tried to remake it in a way.
I
It was like a totally different Inception
Yeah.
with different characters. I think a lot of the back and forth is very funny.
Yeah. I wasn't mad at it.
I
I wasn't
shit.
even mad at an all-girl cast. I tried to like it. I just didn't think that the cast meshed as well as they could have. I loved Chris Hemsworth's role.
Oh, that was great.
I loved God, what's the ugly lady's name? She's fucking hilarious though. She's hideous. She's
The
basically
larger gal?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I'm
I
talking
know
about?
what you're talking about.
Idiot.
She's fucking hideous, but funny as fuck.
No,
I
I mean,
I love her comedy.
I mean, but the Egon character, I
I
don't
just-
like her. I actually
couldn't get
don't like
behind
that
it.
actress at all. I've seen her in a lot of commercials after.
Melissa McCarthy's
but
not in it,
there's
is
a
she?
lot of
She
funny
was.
lines in there. Like, you know how many times we've had this out?
She
Is
annoys me.
it 1? Is it 2? Is it 1?
Now I'm
Ghostbusters.
thinking of this hideous actress. I can't picture.
Ghostbusters remake. The
hideous,
cast.
hideous actress is like
Oh,
an oxymoron.
okay.
It's from
Leslie Jones.
Bridesmaid.
Oh.
Leslie Jones, right here.
Oh
well,
yeah, she.
You could not find a more homelier
Oh,
woman
well,
than that.
I'll
Oh,
tell you
I
what.
thought you were talking. No,
Oh,
The
no,
internet
show.
willingly got rid of her nudes. So
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the
I-
first Uno reverso
think
played
she's
on
pretty funny.
nudes ever in the internet here. No, I mean, look,
I think
but
she
I
was
think
she was the one saying she had a hard time finding someone to sponsor her dress for the gala. Like,
yeah.
like, you had to buy your own. It's like,
Kate,
well,
Kate Micken, right? I find her annoying as fuck. She played Jillian Holtzman. That's this girl right here. I don't know what it is about her smile,
Right.
her comedy. Just and that's what it is. Like for me, sometimes I can watch a movie and I target on one person, like a Julia Roberts or a Sandra Bullock, and
yeah,
I'm like,
you go hard.
I hate this movie because of you.
Yeah.
The rest of the movie I can tolerate. Like Pretty Woman, I loved it.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad movie.
It wasn't
Well-
a bad movie, especially at the time, but there was just something about a particular actress that I was like, I hate you.
Have you
and
seen Aaron Brockovich?
I will say, look, great movie,
Yeah.
great movie.
Shitty actor.
Shitty actress.
Yeah.
No, but and I could get behind, like even Speed with Sandra Bullock. That was the first time I seen her. I could get behind that movie, but then like a lot of her later roles, I couldn't get behind what she was selling.
Here's
What
the
about The
thing:
Blind
if
Side?
you're talking about the careers of these, I don't like any other movies that they're in.
Yeah, yeah.
I just think relative to the original one, I think there's a lot of nostalgia
Okay.
in it, and there's more action in that one, and it's more laughs per minute. I think.
Okay.
Than
Yeah.
that
Fair
I'm
enough.
like I had
Fair enough,
said, they
fair
have.
and by the way, like I said, I
legitimately
think they
funny
made it
people.
a different movie enough that you're like not comparing it to the original, which I think was the smartest part about it.
Yeah, especially because you can't compare it to the original because the original was good.
Wave your little thing around. Death blow.
No, yeah, but no, honestly, like, and that's what I think. That's what I love about movies, music, are everybody can like what they like, and I don't really hate on anybody for liking it. I just know me personally,
Right.
it wasn't a success. But like even like something like Cowboy Bebop, where everybody like almost unilaterally
Hated
hates.
it. Yeah.
I didn't hate it. I went back and I watched it a second time. And when I watched it the second time,
high
and I
as
just
fuck.
appreciated it for what it was.
How many edibles
Might I
were you on?
recommend The Monsters by Rob Zombie? I like that.
7. I stopped counting at 8. No, I didn't hate it, didn't love it, but I see what they were trying to do. Sometimes that takes like a second watch on a movie or a TV show where I'm like, you know what? It wasn't as bad as I thought it was the first time because I kind of went into it expecting to hate it or expecting to love it, and then I was like, I didn't actually love it either. You know, like Thor: Love and Thunder. I went in there with such high hopes. I still loved the movie for what it was, but
I
I
liked
was like,
it too. I just didn't think it was as good as
it
Ragnarok.
was, yeah.
You know?
But you know what, too? Like, they've been comparing like all of the movies and TV shows that followed the end of the Infinity War saga. It's like there was such hype and such a buildup and such a fantastic cast up to that ending that it's like following a great comedian.
Hard
like,
act to follow.
I actually felt like, in a way, and that's the sad thing is, I felt like Endgame should have ended the series because you're getting all these stories of all these characters, and the weird thing is for me as a non-comic book reading kid, but I've just seen them come to life. You know, I like the first Spider-Mans with Tobey Maguire, and you know, I've ever since this world has come to life, and then watched them individually, and I had no idea that like Thor was in the same universe as Spider-Man.
Yep.
And then I was like, these are separate movies, and these are almost like Gotham is a city that is its own.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
how I visualize it. So when
Yeah.
all of a sudden you kind of saw it, okay, oh, he's showing up in his movie. Okay, I get it.
Right.
Okay, and then it comes together like that. I don't think you can do anything grander than that. Show me, but
Yeah.
Right.
Well, and that's why it's going to be many, many years. But like
Yeah,
I
it's
said
hard.
before,
It's hard to outdo.
the issue is Marvel raised the bar
So
so high for the baseline of the movies that the baseline is now average.
Yeah.
right.
But when you go back to other comic book movies, you go, oh, a lot of them are just straight garbage.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I will tell you of one that I watched recently, New Mutants, that I really liked.
I'll take a look at it.
I went back. It's got a horror feel to it, so it
It was
falls in
supposed
line
to be
with
a
the
horror
Halloween
movie.
theme. It deals with not to give away anything.
Doctor
It's been
Strange
out for
2
a
is a
while.
horror movie.
But this one does it the right way. There's
No,
killing.
this was
there's
really
blood.
supposed to be like a horror.
It was.
horror movie,
It's dark. It's gothic, and I liked the characters that were in it. The
It was
girl
supposed to be a
from,
movie- I think
the
it-
chess show.
it
What's
got-
the chess show?
Oh, Big Eyes. Yeah.
Queen. No, what's the chess show?
Queen's Gambit.
Queen's Gambit. Okay.
What's her
She-
name
I mean-
though? Anna Taylor Joy.
Yeah,
Anna Taylor.
Big-
yeah,
Big
she's
Eye-
in that
Joy.
movie.
Big Eye Gap. but
Yeah.
not-
Literally alien. But
Yeah.
she looks like the alien creature in Split.
Yeah, she's in that
Looks
movie.
like her.
She plays Kitty
Hot
Pyrite.
though.
Super.
Not
Yeah,
that I would
yeah,
fuck
yeah.
the alien in Split.
No, yeah, but she has dope powers.
would
Like
fuck the aliens.
the movie really plays out really good if you want to watch something. And like I think I waited long enough that I got past all the hype and the anticipation, and then it just dropped off, and then it just came out of nowhere. So when I sat down and watched it, I had zero expectation, and I just enjoyed it for what it was. And it was a standalone. So it's not like anything that's tying into any other universe. So I just enjoyed a start to finish, 20-minute movie about these superpowered
That's kind of
freaks,
what I'm
and it
looking
was
forward
done.
to in a way about that. with
Mhm.
The werewolf.
Werewolf by Night.
And that's
Yeah.
what it
Yeah.
is. It's just
It is.
a
And
one and
quick.
done.
You
Yes.
told me,
Hour-long
as a
special
busy
feature,
person as well, I'm like 1 hour,
Yeah.
and it's gonna just be good.
And I'm done.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think they should have went back to that, considering what we're talking about is after that really big movie, go back to standalone movies that maybe like, in the future, you can see little tie-ins to here and there, and then you can start culminating a bigger
I
group
think
again.
they are for the most part, and that's the problem is that they've kind of been doing that, and now people are complaining that oh, well, it's not connected and it's not this. It's like, well, they need to create new characters for you. They need to rebuild everything after half the people disappeared and came back. You need to have a new cast of characters to root for before you can put them together to do a thing.
Yeah.
So
You can't
people
have
are
the Avengers
complaining
again
like
when there's no Avengers.
like there's no stakes and this and it's not connected and it's like yeah, but because we're all back to street level. Everybody's got to be built back up for something to be fought against.
People forget it took 10 years to make the first Avengers.
Yeah.
That's true.
They took 10 fucking years.
Yeah.
From the time that Tony Stark was played by Robert Downey.
I mean, they
until
could
Endgame.
go the route
Right.
of DC and just throw everything at the fucking wall at once and just keep.
No.
And then you end up with Ezra Miller as the Flash.
Love them reshoots. I'm sure they're worth it.
Oh, yeah. And they're not, they're just sticking with him.
All right, guys. To end the podcast, if you had to pick one horror movie, strictly horror, to throw in a time capsule, we haven't done this in a while,
God.
for the future to watch, what would it be and why? I think we'll start with Eddie because he looks like he has no idea yet.
That's why you picked him.
Of
The
course, I
time
did.
capsule horror movie.
Time capsule.
How many years in the future are they going to open this fucking thing?
All right, 20.
20. Okay, so it's still
20.
kind of relevant.
And it's going to be children at a preschool. I'm just kidding.
So then we'll go with Poltergeist. No nightmares.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
But see, here's the thing. Because
no, okay.
Poltergeist,
Yeah.
the kids won't even understand what the
No,
fuck
I'm
is
just kidding.
happening
Like,
in the movie.
it's just...
Like, what's the snow on the TV?
Adults,
They won't
adults.
even know that
They
it's
won't know
snow on the
anything about
TV.
it. No
adults are
snow.
going to open it.
Why
but-
didn't she just turn it off and go on her phone?
Yeah, 20 years from now, a good horror movie.
On this,
that
get
you
on the
think would
internet
hold
and
up.
find out whether there was an Indian burial ground there.
All right, wait, we'll
Yeah.
come back to Eddie. What do you got,
Stupid.
Ian? You're the king of horror
Oh, my God. Why? Why am I the king of horror?
because you watch more than we do.
Okay.
I'm more of
do
a
you know?
Golden Girls kind of guy.
Do you know about the bodies?
I was gonna bring Betty
just-
White into my zombie apocalypse. Nothing awesome.
Listen, you can shit on the queen. But you leave Betty alone.
Me, Betty White, Queen Elizabeth, Robin Williams. Fucking the trifecta. Like, wait a second. I thought you guys were on my side. You fucking deadbeats.
Yeah. You're dead. You're on.
Robin Williams. Man had a heart attack.
Yeah.
This
fuck.
fucking sand.
Cry me a river. All
I
right,
can't
what
wait
you
for The
got?
Rock to die so I can shit on him.
How dare you? An icon.
Fucking Samoan
A living legend.
Couldn't make it in the NFL. It fucking sucked. Riding Stone Cold's
You, don't,
coattails.
you couldn't smell what The Rock is cooking.
Yeah, steroids. A lot of fucking steroids.
Lots of steroids.
Steroids and luck.
No, but those are being cooked for him. But please, sir.
Your tequila sucks.
Continue.
No, it doesn't. It's actually good. God
you
damn
got?
it. A
What you
time
got?
capsule.
Time
I
cap-
put The Exorcist in there. Why not?
All right.
You know, that fucked up a whole generation.
I think that'll hold up too.
Still to this day, people consider it arguably the scariest movie of all time.
The original Ring.
Okay,
Oh.
Ringu.
Yeah.
Japan.
The Japanese version.
Oh.
Not as happy.
No.
Definitely a sad ending.
Not
And
nearly as
definitely
happy.
everybody's going to eventually die.
Yes.
That
And
movie,
it will
that-
remind people what VHSs are.
I've never even seen that Ring movie, but I'll tell you how scary it was. There was so much talk about it that we were scared of, like, telephone. Like,
Right, it's
someone
the myth.
explained the idea behind it, and I was kind of like,
I
really?
knew a girl.
Like, I mean, it's freaky.
I knew
That's
a
spooky.
girl whose mother buried their VHS copy of The Ring in the yard
Oh, shit.
because she was that fucked up by it.
And there's a lot of
Damn.
Japanese movies that are they're based on their stories and demons where they're
Grudge.
very much like that. Where
The
like
Grudge,
no,
Ju-on.
you don't win.
No,
Not only do you don't win, everyone else down the line they're also going to die.
Yeah, Japanese horror movies rarely have the protagonist walk away with an intact soul. Yeah, it doesn't work out that way in Japan.
What about you, Matt?
I'd say for a mix of, old and new, suspense, kind of horror throughout, and then shock ending at the end, I would go the original Saw.
Oh my god!
I
Great
just think
fucking
that
choice.
one is.
I
I mean, having seen that one, I like I said, I don't think there's a better ending in a
The
like
original
that-
one was
that
fantastic.
I had no idea
Yeah,
what was
I-
that was coming. In a horror movie versus, I feel like a lot of horror films, you're like, here's your bad guy,
I
and
think
the
on
whole
this-
time,
yeah.
and you know it's coming, and you know he's gonna jump out from
Yeah.
somewhere, and you know he's gonna shock you. There's an invisible problem that you don't know what's going on. It's a puzzle, and then at the end to find out that that's the case.
When he got up at the end,
Oh,
no one
man.
saw that coming.
I had zero
No one saw him getting up.
idea or inkling anything. That was completely off guard.
And I tell you the truth, I even think I said that before on this podcast that might be one of the greatest twists in film
Yeah.
Yeah.
ever. Because when that music starts playing, and that fucker gets up, you're going, no,
Yeah,
no,
because
not
you
him.
did it's and I like that it starts with that guy when those guys realize the severity of the situation they're in by looking at that dead body
yeah.
and going, what the fuck happened here? How did I get here? What? And then then you just kind of forget about it. But in a way, he's what starts it and he's what ends it. And I'm like, I think it's
They should have ended
modern
it there. They should have ended it the first
Yeah,
time.
Yeah.
like I said, a lot of horror movies, one or two, we didn't need 10 more versions of the same
Yeah.
nonsense.
They
Like,
made 10 versions of that.
Way
Yeah.
too long. What about you, Nelson? What movie would you put in the capsule?
You need to fucking practice that too.
Well,
You
I
sound
would
like
say
fucking-
for my people in the sand. Waterworld.
Kevin Costner and Dennis Hopper.
Horrific
Okay.
movie.
Oh
What a waste of a natural resource. We've got Tuscan kids dying because we can't fucking find water bottles in the fucking sand. And these motherfuckers are swimming around with web feet. Those guys.
They think they got problems.
That's
they don't
fair.
have problems.
They
That's
got
fair.
problems.
They don't
That's
have
fair.
murder trains rolling through their area.
Right. Yeah, you guys are eating like fruit with water in the ground.
And with that said, Ed,
It's playing.
what's up? You fucked up, bro? Oh, you know what? I don't have my headphones on.
social media, Sofa Kingdom OFC, YouTube, Sofa Kingdom Podcast.
Like us,
I was
share.
waiting for him to talk. He doesn't even know what the fuck is happening.
Put out a beacon so the people in Tatooine can hear. And thank you to our special guest, Matt. It's always fun having you around, brother.
Thanks,
Always.
guys. Appreciate it.
Matt, tell us what you're doing. What's going on in your life?
Playing a lot with the Kindly Crooks and Ricky. And you can catch us around town. We're playing Rum Shack first week of... Oh, hey, yeah! We're playing Rum Shack the first Friday of every month for the next year.
Nice.
There you
So
go.
come
Check them
us
out.
in Lake Worth. That's a
Kindly
great
Crooks,
spot.
Rum Shack, Matt Hilton, big dicks.
Woo!
Big trick
Swinging.
energy. I love that
Swinging,
shirt, by the
that's
way.
Swinging. Oh, God, stop.
Big trick energy, baby.
Oh, God.